We came to Shanghai because we wanted to discover how life here is really like. Yes, the skyline is impressive, but the real magic is on the streets. So we ditched the hotels for an old residential building with a surprising price tag.
Crazy real estate prices in Shanghai.
Ate like true locals, at least I tried.
Look like you vomited.
And went out of our way to show you things others don't. Like a massive former slaughterhouse and even an unexpected trip to the hospital. Come join us as we dive deep into Shanghai's history and culture, visiting its European side and its very unique dating market, and find out with us how Shanghai's vibes and pace of life is not what you would expect from China's biggest and busiest city. What once used to be a tiny fisherman village is today China's richest and biggest city, with a population of over 24 million people. In part due to its strategic position between the delta of the Yangtze River, the China Sea, with the Huangpu River flowing in it, dividing the city in Puxi, west, and Pudong, east. Pudong is the part you've probably seen everywhere with the famous skyline, and it features the third tallest skyscraper in the world, the Shanghai Tower. This is the business and financial center of the country. But we stayed somewhere very different.
I was staying in one of these.
Very old neighborhood.
Very old school Shanghai neighborhood.
Yeah.
Let's see how's the flat.
This is like when I was 6. This is how buildings were like.
We have to go to the 5th floor. Gosh. So there's this cage-like thing. And we're across. Jay's using her torchlight to find the thing. Oh, someone's in the cleaner.
你好，哎，你好，我们应该是在这儿入住的。哦，那稍等一下，我们快了，还要5分钟可以。5分钟，好。
Right, so this is the place. Top of the fridge. Whoa, yikes. And the living sort of area is nice. There's a bed here. I don't know. The wall looks a bit grim. It reeks like smoke because here people smoke indoors all the time. Everyone, many smokers. So we couldn't stay there. Like the smoke was too strong. I have a massive headache. Jay also has a headache.
I just found another place close by. Let's see what's the next one.
Right, so that's us. Ooh, interesting. Ooh. Oh, there's a communal kitchen. There's a communal kitchen next to the flat. Oh yeah. Oh, this is way nicer. We have our bed up here. A little tea room table. I'm super excited because we are in a very... Oh, someone's more excited than me. We are in a very... Like, we're right in the middle of Shanghai. What's the name of this
city
district?
center.
Dapuqiao.
Dapuqiao. But it's like very close to a art district that has many artistic bars and restaurants. Shengjianbao.
Oh.
It's kind of like a xiaolongbao, but it's fried instead of steamed.
Oh, okay.
And it's also pretty juicy, so be careful.
With some like vinegar and chili sauce. Let's try this xiaolongbao, or this whatever it's called. Holy f***. Oh my god, why you didn't tell me?
I told you, be careful. Gosh.
No, that's okay. God, what a disaster.
Look like you vomited.
I love that thing, just like exploded.
I know.
That's delicious, by the way.
Whoa.
She's literally drinking all the juice because there's so much juice.
It's made with crab, so it's so umami. And then eat it like a regular bao.
And we also ordered this soup that has a lot of stuff inside. It's this I think is this gum tofu. It's gum tofu, the dried tofu, same we had in our bean.
Yeah.
And these look like potatoes.
It's also tofu.
Oh, it's also tofu. Wow. Okay, looks like a potato. Yeah, this nice glass slippery noodles. Oh, yes, that's definitely tofu. Wow, it's very good. Oh, very good. I love Shanghai.
I know, right? I like Shanghai way better because the streets are so easy to walk. Like, it has all these trees, and on top of that, like, the air is way more humid. It's really friendly to, you know, your nose, your skin. Like, it just feels so good.
Not far from Tianzifang, you'll find Xintiandi, Shanghai's most exclusive area. Here, a lot of Chinese celebrities and elites live. It's characterized by its shukumen, buildings that have a very peculiar architectural style from the 19th century that blends Chinese and Western architecture. Property prices in this part of Shanghai are higher than in London, Tokyo, San Francisco or Singapore. This tiny 35 square meters apartment here in this compound, we saw an ad for a similar one.
5 million RMB. So that's like 800k euros, I think.
Wow. Yes, Shanghai is expensive, but you can still find local cheap eateries, and these tend also to be the best.
Rice noodles.
Rice noodles with, is that beef?
It's pork,
And
Tofu.
tofu.
some veggies.
Oh, how much was that?
20.
20 RMB, so about $3. 谢谢.
Ooh,
Whoa, that looks good. How much was this?
17.
17. So about $2 something. Is it good?
It's better than 4. Try.
It's very good. 真的好吃.
It's good, no?
These are the best ones. Tiny shops, full of people, low price. I'm glad you like it. 谢谢叔叔, bye bye. Bye bye. Uncles love when you call them shushu.
Yeah. He was happy.
Shushu means uncle. And it's also like the form of respect, no?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And if it's a woman, it's ai. Ai, which means auntie. So, thank you, uncle. Thank you, auntie. 谢谢叔叔, 谢谢阿姨.
And the best place to find aunties and uncles in Shanghai is probably the People's Park with its dating market.
Parents take their kids' resume, financial situation, like the job situation, how old are they, like the height, you know, all that on a piece of paper. So that's the dating resume. So it's basically a trade in between the parents. They will set the date to see if the two young people get along with.
And there were a bunch of people arguing about.
Yeah, there was a resume. It's like a girl who was from 85, has her own business. She owned a villa, so it actually sparked a quite debate over there.
That was the hot CV of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
These people, for example, exchanging contacts. And it's like, oh yeah, maybe my son could date your daughter and vice versa. Look at that, look how many people in the market. And it stretches for a long way. Like, this is nothing. And they're there all negotiating. And Jay also spoke to an old lady.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to buy you, because you take it. But
She was curious about him.
She
How
was
he
curious
thinks
about me.
life and stuff. So she asked so many questions. She's like, I'm getting older. I'm sitting here and think about different things. I'm just wondering. That's cute.
very good.
Dating corner is intense.
Dating corner is more
They're
than a
like
corner.
literally talking on the spot, like, oh, once you married and you settle, you must have kids, blah blah. Like, 'cause people have real-time conversations, talking about conditions, terms, what the kids has to do, like.
It's like a market. It's
Like
literally
their
a market.
puppet.
We didn't film too much of the actual dating market because we noticed when we were pulling out the phone or the camera, people would wear the face mask.
Or
would-
use the hands to shield because they don't want to be.
They don't want their identity to be shown on video, and Like that.
Tucked away in the park, we found the old school tea house where retired people go to play games and drink unlimited tea from this huge thermos of hot water.
Jay is ready for retirement.
But tea and card games aren't the only pastimes in Shanghai. In Jing'an Park there are more activities going on. This park and the whole area get their names from the nearby Jing'An Temple.
This temple has almost 2,000 years old history. It was originally dated back to the 200s AD, and it got relocated once afterwards in Song Dynasty, which is in 1200s, because the original location was flooded, so they had to move it here in Song Dynasty. It was rebuilt multiple times because of the war in Qing Dynasty, and also during the World War II. In the Cultural Revolution, it was turned into a plastic factory. In the 1980s, it was returned back to the temple, and the government funded to rebuild it completely. In the main hall, there is a 16-ton silver Buddha. You see people throwing coin behind me because that's for good luck. Rumor has it this temple has a special power because under the temple there is an ancient well, and the well was believed to be a passage to the underworld. So the temple is built on top of it to seal it off.
And one of the things I love the most about Shanghai is the contrast. I mean, this centuries old temple, but also just need to look up and see skyscrapers with crazy billboard. It's crazy. Just seen the Wukang Building, which is a very iconic building of Shanghai. The reason why it's famous are multiple. Number one, the most obvious to the eye, is that it looks like a ship. So it was built in the French Concession area by a Hungarian architect, Laszlo Hudec. Back in the days, Shanghai, a big area of Shanghai, was considered to the French. That building was actually designed for the foreign employees of especially French companies. Because Shanghai is the main center of the Chinese film industry, a lot of famous actresses and actors who lived in Shanghai lived in that. But unfortunately, during the Cultural Revolution, some of those celebrities suicided from it, and it got renamed the diving board because of how many people jumped off it. It's said to be haunted by the ghosts and the spirits of the people who all the world that suicided in that.
In the heart of the former French Concession, you can still find some local delicious delicacies.
So baozi.
It's the Chinese churro, the youtiao. This is, oh, that looks good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna make?
Yeah.
Ooh.
这个馅饼里面是什么呀？
豆腐的、咸菜肉的、正纯肉的、萝卜丝的、
哦
韭菜跟韭菜配合的，刚好。
哦好。It actually has filling inside. That's tofu. These are meat and veggies. This one's pure meat.
I'll get the tofu one.
Ah.
I will get some baozi. Baozi. And it's the tea egg marinated in tea. How much was the pancake?
250.
250
These
kwai.
are also 250 each.
So about 40 cents. The pancake is delicious. Let's try the baozi.
It really is. It's my first time eating this tofu.
Baozi. Delicious.
Wow,
this
this
is like spinach. €1 breakfast, baby. For two.
You probably heard of Nanjing Road, the world's longest shopping street, 5.5 kilometers. Well, it's mostly visited by tourists. Shanghai locals prefer spending time in HuaiHai Road. Here we found a really unique retail store, House Nowhere by Gentle Monster.
They're very famous for the interior design and the exhibition, the crazy stuff they do. They went a bit extra in the shop designs.
The French Concession is a really beautiful area, and there's no better way to explore it than just wander around its very characteristic streets. But there's a place that you need to pin on your map and you cannot miss. The Sinan Mansion.
51 different villas with 5 beautiful courtyards, lots of green space. And this place is famous obviously because there's a lot of nice shops and the villas are very beautiful, but also for the people who used to live here.
Some famous name lived here. For example, the first premier of People's Republic of China, Zhou Enlai, lived here. And also the biggest Chinese opera master, Millfun, also lived here. So make it a very famous place for people to visit.
Millfun was mind-blowingly talented opera master. He impersonated women like, kind of Madame Butterfly sort of story. He was so good that when the Imperial Army of Japan invaded China, they offered him a high rank in the Japanese army and asked him to play for them, but he refused to sing for them, so they left him to live impoverished until the end of the war. And then after the war, China was liberated from Japan, went on to live his successful opera director career. Also, the area has a lot of really cool coffee shops, bookstores.
Yeah, there's many bookstores here. It's kind of a culture here because one of the bookstores, they organize this yearly book club. They even invite some very famous authors and Nobel Prize winners. The book culture here is very good.
A really cool bookshop is this former cathedral that was repurposed and now looks stunning. Speaking of repurposed buildings, there is one off the beaten path that we're going to check out now.
The place was built, as the name suggests, in 1933. It was at the time the biggest slaughterhouse in all of Asia and all of the East. It's a building that is called, the style is called Gotham Deco because it's unique in the whole world. There's no other building like this. If you really had to sort of pinpoint the style, you would say it looked like out of Batman, out of Gotham City, because it mixes this utilitarian poured concrete, thick walls, sort of look with a lot of glass and steel, sort of neo-Gothic style as well. And I think that's it. It looks like yes, the old Millfun. Whoa, yeah, look at that wall. It does look a bit like Gotham, this concrete. So the whole thing is actually huge. It's a block, a few 10,000 square meters or so. This is the incinerator. So here they would burn the carcasses of the cattle and there they would slaughter them. And you can imagine here thousands of cattle passing by and all their blood flowing here. And the managers, the supervisors from the balconies looking down at the employees to make sure that they were doing their job. Now there's a Starbucks, there's a DJI store, there's these cool shops. But if you think of what the reality of this place is, it's a little bit creepy.
One of the emperors in Qing Dynasty, Qianlong, ate here and said it's good.
Okay, let's go eat like emperors. Look at that. All that was about 30 euros, 25 euros. We have 2 desserts. We have this marinated crab, spool guy. My noodles, this crab sauce, Jay's. Is that crab sauce too?
Yeah, with a bit scallop.
And a lot of sides. Let's do this.
Oh, this is good.
If it tastes half as good as how it smells,
I'm gonna be super happy. It's all clumped up, that's my fault. Jesus.
You want to try some rice?
This is proper seafood taste. Try some rice.
Because it tastes more like scallops.
This is really good. This is like when you eat very, very good seafood risotto from a very, very good restaurant.
It does taste like risotto.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What's that?
Okay, I'm gonna dig in. They give you a glove. I guess it's to clean the crab.
Marinated in some sort of sweet vinegar.
Dessert looks very pretty. Someone never likes Western desserts. She says they're too sweet. Let's see if Asian desserts are any better.
Whoa, there's some pearl-looking thing. I don't know what it is. Rose and lychee flavor. No. It is sweet, but it's very intense flour and lychee flavor. Well, it's too intense. It's all jelly. This pearl, when you bite into it, it bursts in your mouth. I think it's flour aroma inside.
Oh, I thought it was a cream, but it's like bouncy. It's more solid than it looks. The consistency could be improved because it's like glue. But then the flavor is really nice. Whoa, it really tastes like flour.
I know, right? I knew you'd love that. I ordered this for me, to be honest.
There you go.
This is
Guess we're swapping. In Shanghai, we also ran some errands, including buying a traditional Shanghainese qipao dress and finding out how the healthcare works. Now we're heading to the hospital. Nothing major, it's for me, but it's like a minor little skin problem that I'm gonna have to get checked out. And we need to go there with my ID and verify my identity in person. Chinese people can do this online with face recognition, but foreigners need to go register on the system essentially with the passport.
yeah.
So let's go see how the experience to go to a hospital in Shanghai is like for foreigners. And there's security at the entrance. No way, there's a piano at the hospital. Wow, she's good.
For power banks.
Yeah, even in the hospital, if you need a power bank, you can rent it.
People took them like.
Yeah, very popular. So it's about 50 cents per hour. And then at the end of the hour, you can choose if you wanna keep the power bank, you just click buy it and you keep it, or you return it.
Made a direct appointment for you. We paid for 35 RMB.
About $4, they registered me on the system and booked me the dermatological appointment upstairs for right now. I don't have to wait. So let's go. So we went up and registered for my appointment. There's a line of about 60 people, but there's an app. You don't need to wait there. There's an app that you can check the progress of the line. And now it's about 45 people in front of us, I think. It's going down very fast.
Popping so fast.
Yeah, it's 43 people now. We were like 60 something. So we're going for a coffee while we wait, and when there's like 10 people left, we'll go back to the hospital. But I hope we have time for coffee because it's going down like super fast. My favorite place, Lucking Coffee. It's like the Chinese most common coffee chain. Coffee's good, and they managed to keep it a bit cheaper than other coffee places because actually
it's a small shop. There's no place to sit. You like basically take away, and there's no one's welcoming you. You scan the QR code, so like they cut down the cost.
there's not really public
I'm gonna go scare the.
Yeah, Jay's gonna buy the coffee. It's all done on the app. You don't ask the barista for anything. They just there making the coffee. Of course, I didn't film the visit itself while the doctor was checking me, but there's the gist of it. The reason why the queue was going down so fast, it's because Chinese doctors see hundreds of people a day, and it's very cold and impersonal. It felt like going to the bank. I went in, they checked me, prescribed me a test that I got at the lab next door to the doctor. Once we got the result, he checked me again and just wrote me a prescription. In a few hours, I got a specialist visit, a lab test, and a prescription. In Italy, we would have waited 7 months just to get the first dermatological visit. And this was also cheap, it was just $5. So yeah, Chinese healthcare feels a little bit like you're a number. It's cold, impersonal, but it's efficient and cheap. Now, back to Shanghai, because we left the best for last.
We're getting closer to the temple and we are in this incredible, beautiful part of Shanghai. Like all the buildings are lit up. Wow, look at that. There's this crazy light show.
This place has 600 years old history. The name Chenghuangmiao means the Shanghai city god temple. It worshipped a person that protected the city in the past. So this place was built in the Ming Dynasty. It's the best to visit at nighttime with all the light shows. Makes you feel like you are in a different world.
Now that we've feasted our eyes, we're gonna go feast for real. I've seen there's this shop that people were eating this giant bao with a straw in it. What is it called?
I think it's the crab giant bao.
It's all
The
about
soup
crab
bao.
in Shanghai.
Yeah, it's a special thing here.
It's like a giant bao, you put a straw and you suck it. I really
Yeah,
want to try that.
A lot of juice inside. You have to suck the juice and then eat it. Otherwise, you burn yourself.
Love some crab juice. Let's see if we can find one. Very hot.
Yeah. Yep.
The crab meat.
With a bit vinegars.
Just 2 hours away from Shanghai, you'll find this, and this. Towns south of the Yangtze River, the area known as Jing'an, a hotbed of culture and civilization in China, where time seems to have stopped. We will explore Nanshun's unique waterways, dive into China's cultural and literal past in Shaoxing, learn more about unique regional products, and journey onwards to lesser known places. So subscribe because things are about to get very interesting.